Hey rockers, Michael from Essential Guitar Lessons, and let's learn how to play Killing the Name Of by Rage Against the Machine. This is a fantastic song for beginners to intermediate players. Now I'm going to break this into sections for you to make it easier to learn. We'll look at the different riffs in the song and then finish with the structure of the song. We'll be using power chords, octave chords, palm muting, hammer-ons, slides, and we'll be in drop D tuning. So all that means is take your top E string and tune it back a tone to D. All the rest of the strings will stay exactly the same. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. Heaps of songs and lessons to come. If you're having any problems with this song, or there's a song you'd like to learn, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. So let's jump straight into the parts of the song. So the first part we're going to play, we're going to call Intro 1, and this is really easy. We're just playing the D chord, but we're not playing the high E string. So take your second finger, place that on the 3rd fret, on the B string, and your first finger on the 2nd fret on the G string, and we're strumming the top 5 strings. So the E, A, D, G, and B. Don't play the bottom E string, and we do that 4 times, and we hold each one for a count of 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a really easy start to the song. Then we have Intro 2. Now we're going to play the top E string. We know it's tuned to D, so it's really D, but I'll be referring to it as the E string. We play that 3 times, so 1, 2, 3. Now the hard part to this is we want to mute it after we've played each one. We want a real staccato feel to this. We don't want it to ring out, so we don't want 1, 2, 3. We want 1, stop, 2, stop, 3, stop. And we're using that in a lot in the song. So all I'm doing is taking the palm of my hand under my little finger and resting it on the string each time I play. So I play the open, stop, open, stop, open, stop. So we end up sort of bouncing on the strings because it does that 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Then we come up to the D string on the 11th fret. We play that once. Then the 12th fret on the D string, that once. Then we do the same on the G string, 11 and 12. And we do that 3 times. So we have 1, 2, 3. And again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's do that up to speed. Now the last one's nearly exactly the same. We do our 3 opens on the E string again. Then we play the 11 and 12 on the D string. And this time when we come to the G string, we're going to play the 12th fret, and we're going to do a half bend there. So a bend and release. So 11, 12, 12 on the G string, and a half bend there. So 1, 2, 3. So let's put that together now 3 times the first lick, and then once with the bend at the end. So. Last one. And that's our Intro 2, and they do that through 2 times. Then we have the Intro 3, and again this is really easy. We're doing the top E string 3 times again, just like we did with our stops, or we're bouncing with our hand there. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're just going to play the 6th fret on the A string, and we do the same there. 1, 2, 3. So we're bouncing again and stopping the string from ringing after each time we play the note. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we do that 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The last time we do the top string 3 times again. 1, 2, 3. And then we play the 8th fret on the G string, and we slide back down the neck. So let's put that together slowly. 1, 2, 3. And let's put that whole intro together there. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we stop, there's the bass part, and then we kick into it. And that's our third intro there. So now we have our fourth intro, and this is sort of the main riff to the song, but we're calling this a fourth intro now. We're going to play the E and the A string open. Then we're going to take our first finger, third fret on the A string, and do a hammer on to the fifth fret there on the A string. Then we're going to do 2 palm mutes on the A string, and we're going to play a down up. So we have open, dun, dun. So it's just a palm mute on the A string. I'm just putting the palm of my hand on the strings, and I'm covering the strings with my fingers there because I'm not getting any fretted notes there. So we have. Then we come down to the 3rd fret on the D string, and we're going to do a hammer onto the 4th fret, and then back to the 5th fret on the A string, and that's the start of our lick there. Then we go back to the open E and A string. Now we're going to take our first finger and cover the E and the A string on the 2nd fret and do a hammer on to the 3rd fret there. So we're playing both the E and the A string there. We play that once, hammer onto the 3rd fret, then we go back to the 2nd fret, do that again on the E and the A string, and then the open on the E and A string. So we have. So let's put that riff together slowly now. And again. And up to speed. So it does that riff 4 times. Now that's a little bit tricky because we've got that palm mute in the middle there. We don't want to play any strings, and we just want to hold our strings here so we're not fretting any notes. Down, up. Now we have our verse. We're going to do this through 7 times now. It's exactly the same as our intro part 4, except we're palm muting now. So we're going to palm mute the first chord we play, E and A open. Then we do our 3, hammer onto 5, palm mute, 3, hammer onto 4, 5. So we're not palm muting that part. So we have palm mute. Now we go back to our palm muting and we do the same riff as before. Open, 2, hammer onto 3, 2, open. So this time we're palm muting on the first note and our last part of the riff. So let's do that through slowly now. And up to speed. He does that 7 times. The last time's still exactly the same, except we don't palm mute the last part of it. So we still have the first palm mute, our lick, and we don't palm mute this last part. So that's right before we go into the pre-chorus. So let's have a look at that now. Now we have our pre-chorus one, and that changes a little bit again. This time we're playing our E and A string again open. Do our 3, hammer onto 5 on the A string. Then we do a palm mute on the 5th fret as well there. So we have. Then we play the 4th fret on the G string. So now if we put that little lick together. Then we do the same start again, open on the E and A, 3, hammer onto 5, palm mute 5 on the A string, and then play the 3rd fret on the G string, and then we do the same again, open on our E and A, 3, hammer onto 5 on the A string, palm mute the 5, and then play the 2nd fret on the G string. So if we do that slowly. Up to speed. Now we're going to our top E string. We're going to play the E and the A again open. We'll do the 2, so the 2nd fret on the E and the A string, we play that, hammer onto the 3rd fret. Then we do that again, 2, hammer onto the 3rd fret. Back to the 2nd fret, playing the E and the A string, and then our open. So we have. So it's the same as our verse, but we're adding an extra hammer on there. So we put that all together. And up to speed. And then it does that first riff again. This time we're coming to the 3rd and 5th fret on the A and the D string, and we're going to do that for a bar playing 8th notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's pretty easy to finish it off. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you can play the 5th fret also on your G string if you like there. So let's put that all together now. And that's our pre-chorus 1. Now we're moving to pre-chorus 2. So this time we're using octave chords. We're going to come up to the 5th fret on the A string and the 7th fret on your G string there. We want to use the bottom of our first finger to mute the D string. You don't want that ringing there, and you can place your first finger to just touch the top string, so that's muted as well. And we do that 3 times. So that way I play the 3 strings. I'm playing the A, D and the G string. Because the D string is muted, I'm not hearing that. And we play it through 3 times, times 4. So, and we do that again. And again. And one more time. So our next part, we're staying on the same chord, the 5 and the 7, the octave chord, but we're using a strumming pattern this time and muting the strings. So all I'm doing is resting my fingers on the strings, not pushing down hard to get that sound there. So we play it once as a down, and then we play it once as an up, so just playing the G, D and A string both times. Then we do a down, up, palm mute, or mute there, muting the strings, and then another down with the chord, and then we're just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So slowly. And a little bit quicker. And up to speed. So that can be a little bit tricky when you first start doing it, changing between the chord, flattening our fingers out to mute the strings, and then going back to the chord and then doing our palm muting. Then once we've done that, the next part to that is he comes up the octave. From that octave chord, we're playing the 17th fret on the A string and the 19th fret on the G string, and still muting that D string. We play it like triplets, so we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and up to speed. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we put that together there. And last one. And so on the last one before he goes to that, he doesn't do the palm muting at the end. We go straight from our bar to bar, da 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 da. There. And that's our pre-chorus too. Now we have the chorus, which is pretty similar to that. We're going to be staying on that same chord again, the 5 and the 7, our octave chord. We'll be doing that 2 times. Palm mute, or just muting the strings, down again, mute, down. So this time we're playing it 4 times. So down, up, mute, down, mute, down. So down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Down, up. Then we play our E and A open. 3 on the 3rd fret this time on the E and the A. On the 5th fret on the E and the A. And then we just play the 3rd fret on the A string there, and that's our chorus. Let's do that slowly. And up to speed. So that's our chorus, and we go back to the verse. There's a little fill in the verse here, so let's go over that. We're going to start with the opens again. So our palm muting on that. 3 hammer onto 5 on the A string. Our palm mute there, mute, mute. 3 hammer onto 4 on the D string. And then we're going to come up to the 5th fret and play 5, 6, 7 on the D string, and then 5, 6, 7 on the G string, and then finish on the 6th fret on the B string. So we have and that's our little fill in the second verse. Let's try that up to speed. So that's quite quick there. You could play that up the neck here if you like, but I find if you play it down here, it keeps it closer because we've got to go straight back into that riff there again for the verse. So one more time up to speed. And that's our fill there. Now our next part is the build up, and this is after the solo. So this is fairly easy. We're going to start on our 3rd fret on the B string and our 2nd fret on the G string, and we can play all the strings there except the bottom E string. Doesn't really matter how many strings you're hitting there, and we do each one for a bar, and we're just playing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So, and then we just move up to 5 and 4, so we keep exactly the same shape, and we do the same thing again for a bar. Then we move up to 6 and 5, same thing again. Then 8 and 7, same thing again. This time 9 and 10. 11 and 10. 13 and 12. Now the last one we come up to 14 and 15, and we're still playing the open strings as well, but we're going to slide into it and we play it as a down, up, down, up. So, then we do it again, and again, and we do that 4 times. So let's do that up to speed now, starting on our 3rd fret and our 2nd fret. 5 and 4. 6 and 5. 8 and 7, 9 and 10, 10 and 11, 12 and 13. And then our slides up. Then we go back to the chorus 8 times, and then he does this little fill at the end of the chorus where he's just holding the D7 with a flattened 10 chord there. So we have our second finger on the 5th fret on the A string, our first finger on the 4th fret on the D string, your third finger on the G string on the 5th fret, and your little finger on the 6th fret on the B string, and we're not playing the low E or the high E, and the pattern we're using this time is so to get those mutes in there, all I'm doing is lifting my fingers off. So I'm pumping my fingers there, I'm taking the pressure off. So up to speed. Then we go back to our octave chord after that, 5th fret on the A string, 7th fret on the G string, and we're doing our down up there again. And then the very last part, we play our open 3 times, and then up to the 6th fret on the A string, and do a slide back to finish. So that last part. And that's all the parts of the song. So starting with our intro 1, we do that 4 times just on that D chord. Then we do intro 2 and we play that through 2 times. Then we have intro 3, we're playing that once. Intro 4, we're going to do that 4 times. Then we go to the verse, we play that 8 times, except the last one we're not palm muting on our last little lick. Then we have our pre-chorus there, then pre-chorus 2, then our chorus, and we're going to play that 8 times. Then we go back to the verse, we do that 3 times, then we have the verse fill, and then back to the verse another 4 times. Back to our pre-chorus, pre-chorus 2 again, our chorus 8 times, and then we do it another 8 times for the solo. Then we have our build-up, then we have our chorus times 8, and then we do our chord, we do that times 4, then back to our octave chord, and then our open E string finishing on the 6th fret there. So lots of parts in this song, but fantastic to play live. So as always, just go slowly and build your speed up. There's quite a few tricky little parts in there. If you're having any problems or there's a song you'd like to learn, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Give us a like and subscribe for heaps of free songs and lessons. Now, if you would like step-by-step guitar lessons for beginners to advanced players and learn all the secrets to playing all your favourite songs and solos in no time, also heaps of free lessons, click the link below and jump onto Essential Guitar Lessons. So I hope you enjoyed this one, stick it to practice, and I'll see you soon.